Good morning, everyone. James Bird here with Golden Eagle Prospecting. We're out here on another adventure today, digging for gold on the Kern River. We got a new little spot I'm going to try out, some rocks and bedrock right next to my campsite. I'm excited to see what we get. I'll do the digging, you dig the likes and subscribes. Let's get to digging. So I'm here on the Kern River where I was on my last video, and I'll leave the link to that video in the description below. This is the hole I was digging. It's pretty clean. I found a pretty decent amount of gold in here. I didn't get to weigh it up on the last video, but it was 0.22 grams that I got in one day of panning, maybe 15 pans. Wasn't a very long day, pretty easy digging, easy panning. But there's a little more material in here I'm going to go ahead and sweep out once it dries out better. It's still a little bit wet. But this pocket, it's a good example of what you want to find in a bedrock, in a crevice, where it runs from the river upstream this way. There's like a natural little chute coming through here, and it comes all the way down over bedrock and bedrock, and it ends up running over something like this, which at first sight was all flat and had a bunch of leaves on it, and then a bunch of sand and a bunch of gravels. As I started digging, I realized that it's not just a crevice, but it has a pocket. Here's our deep spot. We got bedrock right here, and it's just a sheer little cliff, maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet down. And then you got this wall right here, which is just another little cliff going straight up. And then right here is a little high spot, which leaves all this material down here into a little low pocket. And that's where I found a decent amount of gold. And it's pretty well worked out. I have a little bit more to do. So I'm digging around, and I'm trying to find other spots. I want to try this spot because I did find a couple specks of gold. Get in here and show you. There is a nice looking crevice that goes down, and I can feel smooth cobbles and big stones in there, and it's packed in there nice. So I'm going to see if we can't move this big piece of broken bedrock and get the gold underneath it. So I know this bedrock, it's going to be big and heavy, and I won't be able to move it out of the way all the way, but I'm hoping if I can get some rocks, I can prop it up safely to be able to get under it for some of the material. Hopefully a little better way to get to the belt. Apparently my phone wanted to go more than the rock. So I did about a quarter pan from above that spot, from the top side, and I got two pretty nice little pieces. Looks like a little bit of wire gold. It looks pretty coarse. I need to get it under a microscope and see. This might be a good indication of where a pocket might be. So I'm going to try to hit it from the back side right now and see what kind of gold it wants to give me from that way. Here it is, that little piece in a close-up, and that little piece. So here we are on the back side of this crevice with that rock. It's looking pretty good underneath there. And I got this whole 5-gallon bucket filled up here. Pretty dense rocks, pretty nice looking material. Really sandy and light, but maybe some clay. But with just the overburden. And then I started getting a little deeper, and I'm seeing a lot of nicer gravels, some better material. And I'm pretty sure this pocket is going to be the one I've been looking for my whole life. So let's get it, let's pan it, and show you at the end. Mainly of the overburden. And I came out with about, I don't know, 8 pieces. Kind of chunky pieces, but that's all that I got, which is, I mean, not that great. I'm happy I got something, but I thought the material looked great and it was going to be amazing. Okay, so here I am, going to finish the last little bit of this material from this first crevice that paid off pretty decently, at least parts of it. So we're going to get this finished out. I'll show you guys the material that I get when I'm done panning it here. And this is kind of what I swept out for now. You know, it's not completely clean, but got a little pile stocked up I'm going to throw in here and get this all panned down for you and show you what the last little bit is, if it's better, deeper like it's supposed to be, or if all the flood gold's really just staying right on the top of everything. But I'm sure we'll have a decent bit of gold in here, better than I've been doing in that other hole, because it's not been doing too well. So let me get this down and show you guys at the river what we get. So I got about a pan, almost a pan full. I will when I get all this right here done. But you know how I know I'm in a good spot? So I have the famous Baz here, the legendary gold sniffing cat, and his tail's going, which is telling me there's gold here. So thank you, Baz. Here's that last pan from that hole, and you guessed it, a little bit of pan talk. Not like last time. We'll just do a little bit here, but the spot, it's been good. Started out great. Maybe I found the one big hole. There's a lot of other little holes to try here. So of course I'm going to work on finding some little spots here that I need to try and test. But for now, this is what I've been getting, and get this pan done, show you guys what it looks like. But I've been finding a lot of gold the last few trips I've been on. This one's been a little bit slower on the gold count and the size. Still plenty of gold to make me happy. It don't take much, but hopefully this pan right here saves the day, because today's been, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 pans, and I could probably count in both hands how many specks of gold I found. But the other bucket I have still to do is going to be coming up here pretty soon, and that one is hopefully going to be good too, because it's the bottom of that crevice where I found, you know, like I said, maybe 5, 10, well, about 10 specks of gold. Not really any flour, super fine gold, just fine gold, small, but nothing crazy small. So if I do find something in the bottom of that, it should be good. Then we had a visitor come by. Somebody came onto the property, and I seen them, and they had a gold pan in their hand, a guy and a son, and invited him down here and checked some stuff out. And then he was telling me about how high the water was, and I guess 2023, when there was a lot of floods and a lot of rain, heavy flood season, high waters, which gives me some ideas on where I can dig up higher above here that looks like there's crevices underneath. And if that's the case, that was useful information. Really great guy and a really cool son. Just kind of checking around for spots to prospect, and I believe they might be part of the GPAA, which I'm interested in getting into some of that as well, because there's a lot of other claims you can get to through them, to where you don't have to be secluded to one spot. And I would like to do some traveling here and try some other rivers, and I don't have access to many other rivers that aren't claimed, because a lot of stuff has claims. So if you guys know of anybody that doesn't mind digging on their claims with an invite, let me know. I'd be really interested to see what these other places have and these other rivers, you know, can offer, because this one, it's awesome. It's right by home, but there's not a crazy amount of gold here that I've been able to find yet, compared to some of these other rivers and areas. But so roughly this is what we got, though. Pan talk's over. Here we go. There's the gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5, and a piece down here somewhere. 6 somewhere in there. So about 6 pieces in the bottom of that crevice, and it's pretty well clean. So wasn't quite what I was hoping for, but plenty good enough. All right, last pan of the day. It's about a half a bucket of material from that big hole at the bottom I was working. Moved quite a bit of dirt out of there. You know, there was some gold, some specks, a small speck count, maybe some better size gold at times. There's still more material in there. It's an awkward position to get in, but it's been easy digging, so I haven't had high hopes. And I figure when in doubt, dig it out. And I'm starting to wonder, after this pan here, I'm not seeing no gold. That's towards the bottom of that hole, so I would think the bigger stuff would have been in here. And so far, nothing. I mean, I'm not seeing anything in there. That sucks. So yeah, maybe the when in doubt, dig it out is not the way to go here, guys. I wasted all day for 10 specks of gold. Well, not wasted. I know not to dig there now. Now there's nothing in there. So, yay me. Okay, so here we go. Here is the weight and the total. Let's get this on and tear it to 0. There we go. Let's get this little guy here. Get our gold in here without spilling it everywhere, of course. I'm guessing 0.12. Wacha! Ooh, 0.07. Man. 0.07 it is. So, just when in doubt, dig it out. I don't know. It was a lot of dirt for not even 1/10 of a gram. Better luck next time.